Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, y'all. We are on. Can you believe we are wrapping up the 7th day of the Grow Your Hair Challenge? I'm really excited, and I have another amazing, anointed, talented expert that is going to talk to you today. But we're on day 7. That means that we have had a week of healthy foods, massaging our scalps, taking care of our hair, working out. Shout out to Sarah. I'm going to introduce her, but she is one of our resident fitness experts. If you notice, on Wednesdays at 6 a.m., her videos drop into our community inside of our Facebook group. So if you are trying to figure out how can you get your body moving, okay, because that is one of the important things that we stress inside of the Grow Your Hair Challenge. Now, listen, I'm about to go ahead and introduce her, and as you are coming on in, if you can say, hey, if you're watching a replay, go ahead and just put hashtag replay so we can know that you have been here, because I'm really excited for what Sarah is getting ready to share. So, all right, let me go ahead and introduce her. So Sarah tonight is going to be talking about the essentials of toning and strengthening the body without spending hours in the gym. Woo, let me tell you something, okay? Because I know that I do not want to spend, I don't think anybody here want to be spending hours in the gym. And I feel like that's one of the things that stops a lot of us from actually committing to being in the gym, to getting started. We're bored, we don't know what to do, but I can personally vouch for Sarah. She worked with me for a whole bunch of months and helping us to establish an overall fitness regimen shortly after the birth of my last kid. And she has just worked with thousands of women, teaching them and educating them on overall health and wellness. And this is why I knew that she would be an amazing contribution to our challenge. And so let me read a quick bio. So Sarah was nominated as one of Dallas' best personal trainers by the Dallas Weekly Fitness Trainer and Nutrition Coach. By the Dallas Weekly Fitness Trainer and Nutrition Coach, Sarah Jane is the go-to expert for creating custom strategies for women, executive, and leaders who want to lose weight without spending hours in the gym or giving up the foods they love. My God, listen. Inspired by her journey of losing 65 pounds, Sarah founded her company in 2017 to help others achieve their health goals. And she's the visionary founder of Sarah Jane Fitness LLC. And she introduces a revolutionary approach to fitness tailored specifically for women in leadership. And I can honestly say, I want to thank you, Sarah. Look, you have been instrumental in helping me get my fitness together. I remember us working together once a week, and you was over there hurting me. I was hurting y'all, but it was a good kind of hurt. So without further ado, I'm gonna pass it on to Sarah so that she can just get into what she's gonna share with us tonight. So there you go. You gotta unmute, and I think we'd be good. Let me see if I can unmute you. Hold on. Oh yeah, I can't unmute you. You gotta unmute. Let's see. You can't see yourself unmute. We can't hear you, Sarah. Hold on. Let me see. There we go. Nope. I cannot unmute you. Hold on. Let's see. If you look down, let me try something. Hold on. I got an idea. We're going to. There we go. Okay. So Sarah's going to come back in while we get her situated. So it is okay. Let's see. She's coming back. There she is. Let's bring her back up. All right. Here we go. Hey, Sarah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can hear you. All right. So I'm gonna let you go, and you got it.
Awesome. Okay. Hey, everyone. How's it going? I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited that that Chanel had brought me on to this. Her Beauty Regimen is an amazing, amazing brand. I've known Chanel for quite some time right now. So just to see this community in beauty and health and wellness, and how it's not just about growing our hair, because look, we all want long hair, don't care, but also we want to be healthy too. And so that's what I'm going to be here talking to you guys about today. So if you're here live with me, I'm a type of person, I like to engage. You got to talk back to me. I do have some slides that I want to share so that the way you're not just looking at me. I'm a visual learner. We'll have questions, Q&A. So everything, we're gonna get into all the things. My strength of air, my genius, zone of genius is fitness training and nutrition coaching. And so I'm just so excited to be here tonight. So let me share my screen. And again, if you're here with me live, just put a heart in the chat so I know, so we can see. That way I can be prepared for any questions that may come. Don't worry. It is totally okay with me to answer questions as I go. Let me share my screen. Hold on. Okay, we're going to share screen. All right. Hopefully you guys can see this. All right, so we're going to go through what I like to call the RISE method. So the RISE method is my method for how I train my clients and my customers. I use this method literally for everything. So what I'm showing you, I'm not just showing you something I Googled. This is something like, this is how I walk through a workout. And I don't know about you guys, but nobody got time to be in the gym 1, 2, 3 hours. If that's what you like, sis, that's all good. That's great for you. But I know as a busy professional, as a busy entrepreneur, as someone that is probably a wife, a mother, you have many responsibilities. Maybe it's not feasible for you to be in the gym so long. And so this RISE method is going to be for you to rise up and reclaim your time, like literally when you're in the gym. So I'm going to give you a couple takeaways. We're not going to be here. I'm not going to be here before you long. Heads up. I'm from Queens, New York. Okay. So I talk a little bit fast. Bear with me. I'm going to slow down as much as possible. So ask questions and really engage, because I promise you this will go by quick, but I promise that it'll be informational, impactful. Okay. And so you're going to learn just a little bit about me and about Sarah Jane Fitness. Then we're going to go into the struggle. Like, what are we going through? What does it look like, girl? Because I didn't always look like this. I know you can only see me from the waist up, but I am built very nicely. Oh, praise God. Because I work out, but I also eat right. And I'm happy with my body, but that wasn't always the story. And I'm going to share that with you. We'll go through the solution, and then we'll go through some Q&A. So a little bit about me. This is I naturally lost 65 pounds in under a year. So I lost 65 pounds by strength training and ditching diets. And I decided that that picture on the left, I was in Hania, I was in Greece, and I was very unhappy. As you see, there was people in there, they got cropped out, but I was the only one fully clothed in the picture. Like, when I say fully clothed, I mean as much as possible on a beach. It was beautiful weather, great food. I'm overseas in Greece, but for some reason, everyone around me, with the exception of the young girl who took off her clothes after this photo, I kept mine on because I had rolls. I wasn't comfortable. I didn't want to on a seat. So upon coming back from Greece, I studied abroad in Italy and traveled to Greece. I came back to the States, and all those pictures, I was like, man, I got so, big. I was about 227 pounds. And I was like, I ate all the wine, the gelato, the fish, you name it. Everything I had overseas, I went to town. I came back and people were asking me, hey, let me see your pictures, from overseas, and let me see how your study abroad experience. And anything with me in a group, I just didn't feel comfortable showing. I just couldn't recognize how I, got that to that point. And so I said, you know what? I got myself in this situation, and I can get myself out. Now, I want to be very clear. Everything that I'm recommending now is stuff that I wouldn't recommend. Everything I'm telling you now about my story, I wouldn't recommend to you do now, because it came from a place of running away from my problems. Let me know in the chat, have you ever been there? Have you like, hey, I want to lose weight because I'm getting ready for my birthday. I want to lose weight because I'm getting ready for a wedding. I want to lose weight because I'm getting ready to go on a girls trip, right? So I said the same thing. I was like, you know what? The next trip I go on with my friends, I didn't want to be the big girl on the beach. That's what I was saying to myself. And so I said, okay, here's what we're going to do. I am going to cut my eating in half, and I'm going to work out twice a day. Now, the name of this thing is called the essentials of the essentials of a great workout without spending hours in the gym. So for me to work out twice a day, baby, I was for real running towards my goals. I was working out in the morning and I was working out after work. Needless to say, did it work? Yes. Was it efficient? Absolutely not. It was not sustainable. I lost 30 pounds in 3 months. So I averaged about 10 pounds per month. So yes, it was effective, but I was miserable during that 3 months. I didn't go out to eat with my friends as much as possible. I was, always eating shakes and stuff. I didn't enjoy the fruits of my labor. And more importantly, I still was unhappy with my size. And so just to let you know, the scale is only one indicator of your progress. So I still couldn't get under a certain weight range, and that bothered me. And so I lost an additional 30 pounds, and I'll tell you about that a little bit in a little bit. But just know that first 30 pounds is very crucial for me. So I used to work and sleep and eat. So even after I would come, I would work, sleep, eat, work out, work, sleep, eat, work out. It was just a cycle. But my commitment to myself inspired others to strength train. It inspired others to really start taking advantage of their health and wellness. And that's when I lost the additional 30 pounds. I met a CrossFit coach. I realized that I got to the point where I lost 30 pounds, but I was not losing any more weight. How many of you guys have been frustrated? Like, I cannot seem to get below a certain number, and I'm not eating, or I'm eating 1,200 calories or less, or I'm doing all the protein shakes. I'm doing all the things, and it's still not working. I too was the same way. So I said, what got me to this point is not going to get me to my next. Let me find a trainer to help me. And so I started CrossFit in about 2016, lost an additional 30 pounds. My body, like my strength, like when I say I started having muscles, I started seeing abs, I was excited. So the first 30 pounds was more of a chore. The second 30 pounds was more of a choice. There's a difference between a chore and a choice. And that choice felt really good because I wanted to keep it up. I wanted to maintain my overall wellness. So that was about 65 pounds in under a year. And again, because of my commitment to myself, others were inspired. They were like, hey, can I work out with you? And I'd be like, I mean, you can if you want to. Either way, I'm going to continue to show up. But I kept getting asked that question. And eventually I started saying, okay, I think I should be training. And my coaches confirmed the same thing. Needless to say, coaching CrossFit, coaching strength training, eventually I stepped away from the CrossFit game because I wanted to reach a wider audience of women who, didn't see CrossFit as a way, as an answer for them, but they did want to work out. So Sarah Jane Fitness was born. And so I've served over, 300 clients online and in person with their health and wellness journey, getting them to lose weight and maintaining the weight. So this is one of my areas of passion because I've been there. I didn't just always look like this. All of my clients in some way, shape, or form, whether they came to me after they had a baby, or they are getting ready for a wedding or their birthday, those are things that naturally we as women, we want to prepare for. Totally understand. But my thing was, once you come to me with this, I want to make sure you maintain it. Let's lose inches, right? Let's look at your bust. Let's look at your waist. Let's look at your hips. What are you eating? What are you not eating? These are things that goes into play other than working out. So they would come to me to work out, but the game would change for them because they would get all this different information based off of my own process. And so these are just a couple of my clients who have lost weight, kept it up, but also learned ways to maintain their weight. So let's get into the struggle. So I know my woman. And when I say my woman, the woman that I'm called to work with, that I enjoy working with, I call them busy executives, women entrepreneurs, executives, professionals, however you call yourself. I just know you're a professional woman. And it seems like work is always the biggest thing, whether you spend a lot of time at your job or in your business. Let me know in the comments, like, is that you? Like, you're always on your computer, or you are always on the phone, or you're always doing something, some type of project, right? Maybe you may forget to eat. and maybe you barely even sleep, right? So work is a struggle for you as it pertains to a roadblock in your health and wellness. Maybe number two, maybe it's family, right? Taking care of your first ministry. And when I say your first ministry is your home, right? Making sure your husband, your kids, your pets, your family members are taken care of. That requires a lot of energy. Most of the women I serve and I work really well with are, very pivotal, instrumental part of their family. They are very involved and they care about their kids and they care about their husband. And so it seems like they're always running everything. If that's you, let me know in the chat. Like you're always doing something for someone. And then last, extracurricular activities. So I notice the women that I work well with that respond to instruction and the plans that I give, extracurricular activities. They have an active presence outside of the home. They have, kids extracurricular activities, whether it's dance recitals, football practice, soccer practice. They're always at something, right? Maybe they volunteer and serve in their local church or different organizations, right? They're a pillar in their community. Then there's a whole social life, like to go on a brunch and have a good time and stuff like that. And of course, you got to network and travel. So these are some of the barriers that I noticed that my woman struggles with, and you probably do as well. Don't worry, I got you. By the end of this, these things, I'm not saying these things are going to get easier, but I'm going to show you how to, how that picture is, how to put health and wellness on there so you don't feel like it is on the back burner. So I love taking surveys. I love asking questions. And so I asked over 150 women, almost a little over 200 actually, what were the top 3 things keeping you from pushing forward in your health and wellness, keeping your goals on the priority, making sure that you get it done? And these were the top 3 answers. Number 1, time. Well, time or schedule. My time, I don't have enough time in a day. I want to, but I got a lot of things to do. The second one was motivation. I want to, but I just don't feel like it. By the time I get home, I'm tired. It seems so far away. I want to lose 20 or 30 pounds. And in my mind, I can't even wrap my mind around eating lunch, let alone losing 20, 30 pounds, even though I desire that. And the last one was, I don't know what to do. If any one of those are you, 1, 2, or 3, time 1, motivation 2, or don't know 3, I want you to drop that in the comment because I want to know who I'm talking to and let you know that this is going to be not just a struggle, but there's a solution for it because you're not the only one. Many women that struggle with health and wellness and working out and toning their body, these are the same things that are coming up. I get it. So here's how we combat it. So I want to know if you know this as to be true or false, okay? True or false. You should be working out for 1 hour out of your day to see effective results in weight loss, mass gain. And when I say mass gain, I mean like maybe you're a smaller size person and you want to put on weight. So you want to put on mass, not necessarily put on weight, but you want to get a little bit bigger. Or reduction of health conditions such as diabetes, high blood pressure, right? Maybe you have some inflammation issues. Do you need to be working out for an hour a day to see effective results? And I'll give you guys a moment because I know there's some misconstruing evidence or thought processes around this, which keeps us bound to one way of doing things. So if you said it's true, I want to let you know that there's another way to say it. There's another way to look at this, right? I would say that you have the best workout for you is as much time as you have. And if it doesn't happen to be an hour, that's okay. If you feel like you need to be working out more, you need to work up to that. But overall, to answer the question, to give you guys enough time, it is going to be false, okay? It is completely false that you must be working out an hour a day to see results, okay? And so I'm going to show you why, right? The RISE method. One of the things that works well for my clients when they come see me in person or whether they work with me online is that I keep things short and sweet. Like I said, I ain't gonna be here before you long because I know I know you have things to do. I know you doing all the things. And so my thing is, let me get you a short workout, but big results for busy women and professionals. And again, rise up and reclaim your time. Reclaim your time in the gym. And for the sister that loves to be in the gym for an hour and a half, 2 hours, I am not here to tell you should do that. I'm here to help the sisters that don't have an hour and a half, 2 hours to spend in the gym and want to get in a good workout. So the RISE method is going to be the perfect method for this. This is, again, what I use for my clients. So let's get into it. This is my favorite part. All right. So RISE. It's an acronym. The first word being repetition. Now, when you hear that, repetition is going to come from a two-part word, not just it being literally doing it repetitiously, but also repetitions is what we refer to in weight training or any type of set training as how many times you do something. How often are you doing it? In what capacity are you doing it? Repetition is important. So let me tell you why. So as you see, this is a person working out, they're doing the ladder, agility ladder. I love stuff like that, right? Because the goal is to keep moving. Sets and reps you always want to focus on this first and foremost. One thing I cannot stand to see, it frustrates me to no end. And if this is you, sis, I got to come for you to correct you in love. I cannot stand seeing people come to the gym and go on the cardio machine, then go to the weights, then do a couple weights and then put it down, then do some sit-ups and take a selfie. It's very inefficient use of time. And it seems like you're doing something. And yes, half the battle is getting there. But once you're there, you want to make sure you're being intentional. So I would encourage you to set your reps and sets before you get into the gym or before you enter your workout space. For example, 3 sets of 12 to 15 is a moderate size, a good amount for any woman, any person, but especially women to start off with, right? It's enough to challenge you, but it's not too much to like take you out, because by the end of it, you're going to be like, I'm done. And I feel it, right? So 3 sets of 12 to 15 with moderate weights, or 4 sets of 10, or 5 sets of 8, right? When you notice the numbers go down on the right side, the 10 or the 12 to 15, that means you're putting in more work. So your sets on the front side can be a little bit less, right? And the weight can be less too. Let's say you're doing 5 sets of 8. Well, you're going to do 5 sets of 8 reps. You can do a heavier weight because, yes, you're doing more of it, but that 8 number is less than 12 to 15. And so that means you're going to have to work on power. So I would encourage you to stick with these two for the sake of this conversation and for the sake of the RISE method. These are the sets I choose for my clients almost every single time. 3 sets of 12 when they're first starting out. As they get better, we increase it to 15. And then as they get more comfortable, we increase the sets and reduce the reps. The second one is going to be time. Okay. This is one of my favorites. And I've done this with Chanel as well. When we used to work out virtually, time. I love giving because you don't have time to think about it. You don't have to think about the reps. You don't have, how many reps did I do? You just go, right? So 20 seconds of work followed by 10 seconds of rest is going to be key, essential to having a good workout. Or you could do a 10-minute AMRAP. As you see, it says AMRAP. AMRAP stands for as many rounds as possible. As many rounds as possible. And so you're going to want to, that means in 10 minutes, how many reps, how many rounds can you get? Can you get 3 rounds? Can you get 4 rounds? Can you get 5 rounds, right? If you can get 5 rounds in 10 minutes, that means each round takes you about 2 minutes, right? So either one will work. You could do both, but I would encourage you to choose one and then work your way up. So you could do a 10-minute AMRAP, a 15-minute AMRAP as you get better. But in the beginning, I love a good 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest, because you're putting all your energy in for 20 seconds and you have 10 seconds of rest just to catch your breath and then go right back at it. And you can do that for 3 times, 4 times, 6, 7, 8 times. A Tabata is what I'm referring to. And if you can easily Google this, just type in Tabata clock and it will pull up the clock for you, or download a Tabata app. That way you don't have to count the time of 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. Just download the app, pull it up on Google, hit play, pick 2 exercises like this agility or 1 and go. And the last thing is consistency. This is big. Now, we say this word, but what we really mean is when I speak to ladies about, hey, what does consistency mean to you? For some reason, it always means, or usually, I don't want to say it always, it usually means, oh, I want to work out for 4 to 5 times a week. I'm like, okay, that's a great goal. Do you have the space, the capacity to work out 4 to 5 times a week? And the conversation usually goes like, not right now, but I would love to. I want to let you know that less is more. Less is so much more. You can do a lot more in 2 to 3 days a week than you can every now and then 4 to 5 times a week, every other week, or when you're not busy or when you're not traveling. Consistency just means picking something and sticking to it. So if you can stick to a Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule, that's 3 days right there. Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 5 p.m., whatever you choose. Or Tuesday, Thursday, 2 days a week. Tuesday, Thursday at 3:30 in the afternoon. Tuesday, Thursday at, 3 a.m. Whatever works for you. Consistency is being able to do what this person is doing over and over again. If you did nothing else, you could stick to this. So the first thing is making sure that your repetitions is intact. So that's the first part of the RISE method, the R. And if you guys have any questions, let me know. Put them in the chat. I'm happy to answer them as I see them come in. I'm just going back and forth to make sure that I'm not missing anything. All right. So intensity. Oh, this is a big one. Now, people get nervous when I say this because they think they have to go all the way out, and they think they have to pass out or throw up or any of that stuff. Do not let this word intimidate you. All intensity means is exerting energy to a point of resistance. That's really all it means. So when I tell my clients, hey, I need you to give me some intensity, I'm not saying be Usain Bolt. I'm not saying being Sha'Carri Richardson. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is give me all the energy you have in this moment so you know you've expended it all, because we need to get that energy out. So let's go a little bit deeper in the RISE method for intensity. What does that look like? I love interval training. For those of you who wear like an Apple Watch or a smart watch, you may have noticed that your heart rate is on here, right? Your BPM, beats per minute. And this when you train like this, you're doing interval training, and you're learning different ways, different methods of increasing and decreasing your heart rate. Now, is higher better? Not necessarily, right? Because for instance, the max on a heart rate scale, I believe, is 220 beats per minute, right? Not everybody who's just coming off the couch, the person that's coming off the couch who ain't worked out since the Great Depression, they don't need to be working out and having their heart rate go up to 220 beats a minute. Like, that is insane, right? That could cause a heart attack. So you want to be smart about this. So if you've ever been to Orange Theory is great. They have something called the orange and the red zone, and they want you to stay in those zones based off of your particular heartbeat. And if you've ever seen it, they'll have it up on the screen, and the yellow, the green, the red, all of that. You want to find your sweet spot when it comes to intensity. Obviously, if you're in the yellow and green, you're in a safer space, but you do want to challenge yourself to get to orange at least. If you get to red, good, but you don't want to stay too long in the red zone, right? Because, red, stop. Red is like an athletic training zone. When I train, and I'll give you some background behind the words I'm using. When I say train, I mean I'm going into with the intention of working out, but when working out with a purpose. That's what I call training. So whether you call it workout or training, it's the same thing. When you work out or when you train, figure out where your sweet spot is. How long are you going to spend in the green zone, which could be about anywhere from less than 100 beats per minute? When are you going to challenge yourself, right? When are you going to up level yourself? So you want to be in the orange zone. Again, this is based off of your height, your weight, and some other factors. So I can't give out specific numbers and tell you where to be. I can only give you my information and give you a point of reference. So for me, anywhere from 150 to 180 beats per minute, I target to be my workout for about more than 65%. So that means for 65% of my workout, I want to be in the red and orange zone or more. When I need rest, I go down to 130, 140, right? My 130, 140 could be your red zone. I'm not exactly sure. So you're going to have to plug those numbers in and figure out where you are. Resting doesn't mean that you're resting for hours on end, depending on what you're doing. You could be walking around, hands on your head, right? So you're not huffing and puffing. We're here for a little bit of time, not a long time, right? So you want to make sure that your rest isn't taking up the majority of your workout. So you're walking around or you're stretching. Maybe you're timing yourself. I'll give myself a minute and 30 seconds to rest before I go at it again. You want to be on a system so that your body can get used to training in these zones. And last, this is a big one. It doesn't matter how fast you're going. I don't care if you're in the red zone and you don't focus. You don't have mind muscle connection, meaning you're training with intensity, but you're not focusing on the muscle. You're not focusing on connecting, because none of this matters if you're not seeing any results, if you're not seeing any toning. And a lot of women say they want to tone their body. In order to tone your body, one, you must have resistance, and two, you must have connection with your mind muscle. And so these are important factors. It's a little bit scientific, but at the end of the day, it helps, right? It works. So when you're squatting, you're focusing on, okay, how deep am I going to go before I feel it, right? That if you're comfortable at a certain point, then you might want to go a little bit deeper, right? But when I push my clients, I'm like, hey, you can go a little bit deeper. And I'm like, go a little bit deeper. And they feel like, oh, that O is a point you haven't touched before. So now mind muscle, you're connecting that low point you hit below parallel as a place that, oh, that's a little bit outside of my comfort zone. Good. Keep pushing to be in that uncomfort zone for a little bit, that discomfort zone for a little bit, then return to your normal squat range or push-up range, however you see fit. So for rise, the I is intensity, and that is broad in terms of focusing on your level of intensity. Now S, right? Structured strength. Another thing. So when you're going into the gym or your home gym or wherever you're at, right? Because let's be clear, you could get a great workout in anywhere. You can get a great workout in at the Ritz-Carlton, at the Hilton, at the park, in the gym. It doesn't matter. So do not let the gym be the only place you can be. In your garage. During COVID, during 2020, I was super, super big on going to the park, bringing my Sarah Jane Fitness resistance band and getting the same rise method in, no matter where I went. So structured strength, again, what does that look like? We're going in with a plan. Now, strength and resistance training are kind of used interchangeably, so don't let this throw you off. What you see at the top, the girl using a band, that's stuff that you could do at home. That is an aspect of strength training. It's resistance, right? And even the one on the bottom, whether they're loading on the weight. So I don't want you to think that you always have to be heavy for it to be effective. That's a lie. It just needs to challenge you in some way, shape, or form. So whenever for structured strength, you want to go in with a plan. We're not making this up as we go. We're picking strategic exercises that's going to target the area we want. Are we working upper body? Are you working lower body? Do you want to work your abs, your core? Are we doing full body? So if you're saying I want to work upper body, right? So you need to be focused on push-ups, Arnold press, chest press, tricep kickbacks, not squats. Why are you over there at the squat rack? Why are you over there at the leg extension machine? Those are great exercises if you were working lower body, but you came in with the plan of upper body. So that should even help shape your walking, your path even if you are in a space that has machines and weights. You want to go in a space where if I'm going to work upper body, I need to be on this side of the gym, not on the cardio side of machines or where all the cardio machines, the elliptical. You want to make sure you're going in with the plan. Number 2, structure. This is the most important one. Okay. 3 to 5 exercises for a full workout. I would even say 4. 4 is your sweet spot. 4 is my sweet spot. So that means I'm doing squats, deadlifts. Let's say this is squats, deadlifts, lunges, and hip thrusts. 4 exercises right there. Now we would go back to the rise method, to the R, the repetition. Now we can say 3 sets of 12, 3 sets of 12, 3 sets of 15, 3 sets of 15. However, you don't need to have 6 exercises telling you to do 3 to 12 of each. Pick 3 to 5. 3 is good for a beginner is good. If you're wanting a little challenge, 4 is going to be good, and just focus on mind muscle connection. So you pick your 4 exercises for your upper body workout. You pick your 4 exercises for your lower body workout and be done. 5 is the most. If you're feeling froggy, then leap. I encourage you. If you're like, oh, I can get in 5 exercises today, great. That will make a full workout. And last, again, I cannot harp on this enough, location. She's on the beach. He's in the gym. Location should not be your reason as to why you can't get your workout in, why you can't be healthier. You can do this at home, okay? I've worked out with people in their garages, in their offices, right? In the gym, cool. Maybe you need to get out the house. Maybe you need to get away, slip out in the morning before the kids wake up and before your husband wakes up. Maybe you need to go to the gym. Maybe you're traveling. Okay, go to the hotel gym. Now, hotel gyms are notorious for having limited equipment, depending on where you're staying. Okay, that's why you're going to go in with the plan. You're going in knowing I'm working this, so I shouldn't even be trying to look for machines. I could pick up a set of dumbbells. At the airport, I've done it, depending on how committed you are to your journey, how committed you are to your goals. And an airport workout doesn't have to be long. A park, right? If you want to go to the park, go for a walk. And then in between your walk, you do 3 of these exercises. Absolutely. The point is, don't let the location throw you off. You can get in a good workout anywhere, okay? Because everything we do is functional, right? When you're lifting groceries, what is that? That's a pull. That's a high pull, right? So you got all them groceries. That is a strength movement that you're building. You're just not thinking about it in that capacity. How is this so far? Because we got one more. I think, we got the E. And I hope this has been helpful for you guys, because I'm just really, really excited and passionate about this before we go on to the last one. So if you have any questions or want me to go back to something, please feel free to put it in the comments. And the last one of the RISE method is effective endurance, right? So what does that look like? Again, similar to structured strength, you're going in with a full body plan, 3 to 5 exercises, location, home gym, or workout. Here's the thing. Endurance is really what it sounds like. How long can you go? How long can you push yourself? So an entire bodyweight workout is completely an endurance set, right? There's not really strength in it. There's not really resistance in it, but it is a form of endurance. Or if you're on the Stairmaster, let me tell you something. If you don't do any other machine, if you hear me, if you don't do any other machine, get on a Stairmaster, right? That is when I say effective endurance, that is a full body, lower body exercise that you can do for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and you'll be sweating bullets. That is the definition of endurance, right? You get the whole RISE method in one machine. So again, don't let machines throw you off. Even in this video, that could be an endurance exercise if you were to do that for a period of time. It's just, how long are you pushing yourself? 30 minutes, 45 minutes, right? 25 minutes. 10 minutes. Let me put this in your spirit. A 10-minute workout is super effective. And a 10-minute workout could be an endurance workout. What is a 10-minute workout? Could also be 10 minutes on the elliptical, 10 minutes on the Stairmaster, 10 minutes running around your block, right? 10 minutes walking up and down the stairs in your house. That's endurance. It's just, how long can you do something for a period of time? And yes, you can put exercises in there, or you can have one concentrated one. All right, so like I said, that was very, very quick. We went through the entire RISE method. They're very structured, very simple. Anytime I create a plan, this is what I'm going with. What is my repetitions? How am I applying my intensity, structured strength, and effective endurance? Even whether it's for myself or for a client, this is how you should be approaching it. If you keep to this method and choosing one out of each, you will have an efficient workout. I guarantee you. I can say that with conviction, because I've seen it. I've seen it and I do it, because you're not going in, well, I'm going to work out today. No, you're going within a plan. You're going in knowing you're doing upper body. You're doing 3 exercises, 3 sets of 12, right? Your intensity, you're deciding that you're going to be training, between 140 and 160 beats per minute. So every time you see your watch tell you that you're in that zone, thumbs up. Every time you're down, that's a rest, but then you go right back up. Structured strength, you already know what you're going to do, right? The plan is upper body, and you already have the repetitions. Or you may be doing endurance. Strength and endurance can be separate. They actually are separate. For me, I love to put these together. So it's a skill and an art, because you go up and down to where you challenge yourself in about 15 minutes or less and be like, that was 15 minutes. I'm wiped out. That's the point. We don't have a lot of time. We can do this in less time. So I want you to rise up in your exercise activities. I want you to pick, even plan out your workout for tomorrow morning. What does that look like? So you have a good understanding of what you're going to do when you wake up, what you're going to do when you go to the gym, what you're going to do when you go to the park, so that you can rise up. You can level up and see, okay, I can do this. I just needed a plan to go to. So If there are any questions, I'd love to answer them right now. These are the ways you can connect with me. How can I help you look and feel stronger? That's always my goal, that we are doing this practically. There are 3 ways. In-person fitness training. If you're in the Dallas area, more specifically Dallas-Fort Worth, I'm in the Arlington, Mansfield. I do have a private gym out here. You can come see me in person. I'd love to show you the RISE method in person and show you how to do it and you feel it. Maybe you're online. Maybe you're not in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. That's okay. I've done this online fitness, nutrition coaching. We can talk about what do you need, where you're at. And then speaking in like events like this or in person, corporate fitness consulting, working with, employees and teams to up level the health and wealth of their employees. So those are the 3 ways I can help you look and feel stronger, healthier. Just let me know. These are the ways you can connect with me either on Instagram, on Facebook at Sarah Jane Fitness 1, or shoot me an email. That's always the best one. If you can shoot me an email, I'd be happy to talk with you. I'd be happy to let you know. I'd be remiss to say that I do have some spots open for online fitness coaching. I'm opening them back up. So if you do want to, have the conversation, let's have a conversation, see where you're at. I welcome you. Just shoot me an email. So that's all I have planned for you guys today. I think I'm good on time, but I want to hear from you. What about this resonated with you? What are you taking from this? How are you going to implement this? I'm going to turn it back over to Prophetess Chanel.
Yes, thank you so much, Sarah. This was really good and really helpful. Nicole says she wants to know how to purchase the fitness bands again. Do you sell those? I still have them. Mine.
I do still have them. And I'll drop that in the chat too, because I do have the videos and the bands and stuff. So yeah, we got bands. Like I said, during 2020, when we was all locked up, them bands was my best friend.
They sure were. Yeah, if you could put it inside of the Facebook group if you're in there, let them know that they can put a link in there as well. So honestly, Sarah, you did a phenomenal job. I have no questions. I think you've given us so much to chew on and so much to think about. And I love how you basically helped us not feel like we got to do 50,000 exercises, because I know when I was a member of LA Fitness, I was so confused. I was like, goodness gracious, like y'all, you did like 30, you used up half the floor in a fitness routine. And what are those called? Used to have me do them where you're going from thing to thing. I was like, why does he have like 10 exercises in like we got to squat, we got to leg press, we got to pull up, I was like, gosh, I can't even think of the name of it. But I just want to say thank you for your strategy. And y'all, I work personally with Sarah, and I can personally vouch just for the work that she does. And I highly, highly, highly recommend partnering with her, either through her education, if you are in the area, in her private gym, or that I'm happy she's opening up her online fitness training again. So thank you so much, Sarah.
Absolutely. I'm so glad, and I hope it was impactful for you guys. I would like to know for anybody, like, what are you going to take from this? Like, what was your key takeaway, so that we're not just taking information, we're not just listening to information, we're implementing it. I'm big on implementing. Like you said, you've done workouts where there are 10 different exercises. It may have seemed like this is a lot, and it probably was, but was it effective? Like, did you feel like this was too much? Did you want to come back? These are the things we need to be having with ourselves to make it more personal to us. Like, how do I get in, get out, and get this over with, and not feel like it's a chore again? Because I went from feeling working out was a chore to now it's a chore I love.
I love that. I think one of the things that helped me was it was a mindset change, and you talked about mindset. That was something. Okay, this is what I did. I stopped working out for an event and just started focusing on being healthy for my life. That was the transformation for me. So now it's not even about, oh, I got to be fine for the summertime. It's like, I want to live long. Like, I want to be here for my grandkids who I got a long time, hopefully, praise God. Before I have any grandkids, my kids are still young, can I be around 30, 40, 50 years from now? And I understand, Sarah, that's all has everything to do with what I'm doing right now while I'm in my 30s. And I also understand that I get the benefits of doing those things, which is growing your hair. My hair has grown tremendously. My skin does look good. My waist is getting slimmer. So I don't know if you can speak to that, but I do see a key takeaway. But I'm just wondering what your thoughts are on
that. You mean for the mindset portion, or
just finding a place in a space where I said that it's not about, for me, I've evolved, and it's okay if that's other people's goals, but for me, that didn't work because if I didn't get to the goal, I was depressed. And then if I got to the goal, then as soon as I got there, I felt like I would revert, or as soon as some sort of disruption happened, it was hard for me to maintain. And I really would love for us to think through how we can incorporate healthy habits long term. So I just wonder if you could say something to that.
Yes, and I love that. And I'm gonna answer it two ways, and I'm gonna use you as an example. Okay, so you made a perfect explanation of when I get to the goal, now I'm comfortable. Oh, I done lost the 15 pounds. You can't tell me nothing. And so life start in, or you get comfortable. It's one other thing, like. And so you revert backwards. And if you don't hit the goal, then you're upset or irritated, even though you're losing inches, even though you got the endurance, even though you're getting stronger, you don't see what you thought was. And so I love the idea of, shifting your mindset. What does this allow me to do more of? Spend more time with my kids, not feel grumpy, not feel like I can't walk up 3 flights of stairs without huffing and puffing and my heart rate in the red zone, right? Because there's some of us that, parking far away from the grocery store, by the time you get inside, you're like, oh my goodness, that was a walk. Well, because you're not used to challenging yourself in that way. But if you did that more and more each day, you would notice over time you would get better. And I think that shifting our mindset from instant results to a longevity aspect of how do I make this a part of my lifestyle that it allows me to do more of the things I love with the people I love, or just how does it allow me just to not want to chew somebody's head off, right? Like sometimes for me, going to the gym is an outlet of, I'm stressed right now. I may not be able to pick up a book. I done prayed, I done done all the things, the physical things I could do. Let me find another way. And it's not a chore. It's not something that, I have to work out. No, I really need this for me to sweat. We release endorphins. The science behind it proves it. The endorphins we release that allows us to feel that cleansing, that toxic release is amazing. And so and to your first part about having a space, I'm big on that. Even when we were training, like find a space where this is where you're going to go to work out, right? You got your office, you got your lights and your mics and everything set up. If you found a place in your home, maybe it's by the window or even carved out a space in your office, and you're like, hey, here's my weights, here's my bands or my mat. You would be, if you saw it, right? If you keep it in your purview, you would do it more. Even if it was, you know what, let me just do this for 5 minutes real quick, right? But some of us got equipment that's stored away in the garage, in the attic, and be like, oh, I got a treadmill, I got this, I got that, but it's not in your sight. So you don't think about it until we have conversations like this. So the best mindset shift is to realize that this is a part of growing your hair, building your business, taking care of it allows you to do those things more. And so I just love that aspect. Even for you, when we were working out, you were doing that too. Like, this is where I am in my room, or this is where I am in the house. And it became a part of your morning routine or whatnot.
Yes. So I love these tips. Hopefully you guys had a chance to take some notes. One of the takeaways that go according to your BPM, I think that's good. And I'm sure as people begin to watch the replay, they will have some thoughts and some questions. So Sarah, I appreciate you guys. Tomorrow on Wednesday at 6 a.m. If you're watching the replay, it's probably in the guides section. You can go and check out some of her fitness tutorials. She walks through some things that you can do in your home. That's what I love about Sarah is you don't always have to go to the gym. She makes it very easy for you to start with what you have so you don't feel overwhelmed. And I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Sarah, for your time. And thank you everyone for watching. Bye.
Bye guys.